everybody. Welcome to all the cool kids. This is Daisy Collins of TsunamiRose.net. And today we are going to be making some of these book covers that I learned how to make on Stitches by Julia. That is her YouTube video. You can go and follow her tutorial. I'm just going to go through the process, and I should be able to make about 4 journals. So we'll see how that goes. I made these last night. And I am using the Peltex number 72 with these ones. I was able to find it over at Joann's, thanks to Eula at Luxury. I think her name is Luxury Greeting Cards or something. Eula. Thanks for joining me, you guys. So, hi, Patricia. Welcome. So, again, I made these last night. I finished them this morning. I just stitched the edges. That's all I did this morning. But these are all done, and I really like the fabrics that I use. I think they really go with the front cover. Love this yellow. This is like the back of a pillow. So again, these are the ones I made yesterday. So now we're going to get started on a new batch today. And I'm going to be using these fabrics. This one is really pretty. I got it at the thrift shop. It's actually fabric, so that's a surprise. I'm going to use this for the inside cover. And then this for the pocket. So that, hi Joanna, hi BB. Welcome you guys. So that's what we're going to be working with. So the first thing we got to do is, well, the first thing I do is I trace out, this is the size of journal that I'm going to do. And this is just a piece of cardstock. And I use this, let me see what size this is. I'm trying to find my ruler. This is 10, yeah, so it's 10 inches wide. And then it's 6 inches tall. So 6 by 10 is the square that we're starting with. And you don't need a piece of cardstock like this. I just like it. So this is the Peltex number 72. I was actually able to get it at Joann's, and it's actually cheaper than buying the Peltex 70, plus adding the heat and bond. So this is going to be a lot easier. It does cut a step down, and it is actually a lot, stiffer than I thought it would be. Love your show at this time. Hi, BB. Well, I'm on here because I wasn't here earlier, but here we are. We're doing our thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace this piece of cardstock on the Peltex. Much cheaper at Joann's with my coupon than it would be online, so I'm glad I could do that. So I want to make 4 of them. And I'm just using a pen to kind of draw out the grid of the books. And it just so happens that this journal size is perfect for this yard of Peltex here. And I did buy about a yard. I bought 2 yards. About 2 yards, it was about $8. So that wasn't bad. I did use a coupon, so that helps. But it is this big old long yard, so it's kind of a mess. So give me 1 second. I got to cut this out. 1 second. It's really stiff. It's really hard to mess up cutting it, basically. That's how I feel. Okay. So here's our cover. Hi, Tia's Treasure Journals. Happy to see you. I'm happy everybody's here today. It just happens, I had to go see my mom today, so I didn't go live at my normal time. And I'm like, no, I have to go live. Like, I have to go live. Hi, Deirdre. Okay, let's get this over here. So this is Peltex number 72, which is basically felt that is adhesive on 2 sides. So this is adhesive. It's really stiff compared to felt. But there's glue here and there's glue here on both sides. It was so funny because buying the felt that was thick enough was actually the same price as buying this Peltex. So this Peltex was even cheaper than buying felt. So I was like, well, gosh darn it, now I have to buy it, right? It's okay. So we have 4 journals right here. So next what we have to do is cut out the fabrics. This is what I'm going to use for my cover. Have a lot of it, I guess. Okay. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. And we actually want to cut this bigger than the Peltex. So you want to give it at least a ½ inch around. So here's 2 of them right here. I have it folded in half and I just cut one out, which means I actually cut out 2. Woohoo! Here comes the next one I have to cut out. This is just a rough, very, very rough cutout here, but that's okay. Okay. So I have 4 of these. And again, this is going to be the cover. That's going to look so cute. So next we need to cut out the inside cover. We're actually going to cut them the same size as these. But this fabric should be a little bit easier. This one kind of frays, and I don't think, oops, I forgot to cut in half. I don't think that this fabric could rip like this type would. I don't know. I don't know what the difference is, but this looks like it would just shred if I try to rip it. Let's see. I don't know. Okay, it was fine. I guess I could have done it. Okay. I could have made it a little nicer looking. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So this is going to be for the inside cover. I'm just laying it on here to get kind of a general idea where I need to cut. We'll have to iron this for sure. Hi, Crafty Irina. Nice to see you, girl. So I'm going to cut it this way. Spread it out so I can get it about the same size. Okay, there's that one. Yes, thank you so much, Irina. I haven't gotten a chance to send you a thank you message. I apologize about that. But yes, very, very much. I am going to put those to use for sure. Okay. This is already a good size. Okay, good. Got to cut out 2 more. It's practically all of this fabric gone. Boo. Okay, I hope everybody's out there feeling nice and refreshed and not being hot because it's summer. It's so hot right now. I'm melting. Okay, so there should be 2 covers right here. Hello, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining me today on this fun summer day. Okay, so this goes in here. I've never heard of Peltex before. I've never heard of Peltex before either, girl. So this is new to me too. So here's 3. And here's 4 inside covers. Okay, good. So now need to cut out this fabric here. And we want to cut it almost the same size. Let me see if this, okay, this cuts out right. Okay, good. Okay. So So it's oatmeal fabric. I don't know why I call it oatmeal fabric, because it reminds me of oatmeal. Okay, so this, gotta snip it to size. This is a pretty quick project once you get the steps down. Again, I am following the video by River City Creative. I am following the video by Stitches by Julia. So if you guys have any more questions or need more instructions, since I always do more of a craft with me rather than tutorials, but she does a great video, so you guys should definitely watch it. Oh, I forgot. You're supposed to make it 1 inch shorter than this. I forgot. So about 1 inch shorter than the other fabrics we've been cutting. That's good. Yeah, that's about 1 inch shorter. A little bit more, maybe. Whatever. It's okay. So let's cut out the next one. And this one's already pretty much the size. Okay, good. So that's 2. Here goes 3. And this is a whole new, like, type of cover for me. And I usually don't, I'll just use a regular book. You know, it's actually cheaper to just use a book as a cover. I know that different techniques are fun to do, but I go for what's easiest. And that's going to be fine for my regular junk journals. But I can make mini junk journals out of this one. So that's the whole idea. Is I won't be able to find mini books, but I can make my own mini covers this way. So I think that's cool. So 1, 2, 3. We need one more. This is too narrow. Okay, we'll have to cut out another sliver here. Hi, Joanna. I don't know why I thought it said Jonana, but I'm like, who's called Jonana? Maybe there's a Jonana out there. I'm sorry. I don't mean to insult you. Right there. Snip, snip, snip. An inch shorter. Hi, Rhonda. It's Rhonda. Oh my God. Nice to see you, lady. Okay. So now we're all done. We got our 4 pocket fabrics. We got our 4 inside cover fabrics. And we got our 4 actual cover fabrics. So the next step is we need to adhere this Peltex to the fabric. So let me go get my iron ready. These away. I got to iron those too. Okay, got my regular iron. It's just a regular old iron. Nothing crazy about this iron. And I went to a store today. I thought maybe the dollar, this weird dollar store, I thought they would have push pins, but they don't. So, I need some water. So now what we're going to do is we are going to adhere this Peltex to the middle of the cover. And it is adhesive on both sides, so it doesn't matter what size you do it on. And you just try to put it in the middle there. This fabric is super thin, so I don't know exactly how this is going to go. You could also buy black Peltex, which I thought was interesting. Maybe you need it to be black. That's pretty cool. Okay, so there it is adhered. Love it. It's white on the background. But even though it's adhesive on this side too, it's not melted right away. So that's nice and adhered on there. Let's go on to the next one. And of course you want to do it to the inside fabric. So you can see here the flowers are a little bit more vibrant on this side than on this side. So you want to do it on the inside of the fabric, on the wrong side of the fabric. Let me iron this one out a little bit. It's a little wrinkly. It's really thin fabric, so it got very wrinkled. Okay. Definitely not an even size at all. Okay, so here's this one. And we're going to flip it over. Rhonda, this is new to you. This is new to me too, girl, but I've made so many of them now. I'm an expert now. Well, don't quote me on that. I might have to look at the tutorial again. Nah, I got this down. So here's that. But I did a video yesterday, Rhonda, with using Peltex number 70, which is basically just really thick felt. So if you have really thick felt and heat and bond, you just add the heat and bond to both sides and you have this. But I thought this would be easier because I'm skipping a step, so that was great. And it's cheaper than what I was actually doing. But I got this Peltex number 70 over at Joann's. So if you guys want to know where to get it, it's over at Joann's. They sell it by the yard. And you can use a coupon. Hey. It's actually even cheaper than heat and bond. Okay, so here's this. I'm gonna melt this on here. Thank you, Sherry. I like it too. I love it. I found this at some thrift shop. It wasn't cheap. I remember it wasn't cheap because it was actually like 2 or 3 yards of fabric. So it wasn't actually cheap, but cheaper than at the stores. Okay, last one. So you see how fast I'm getting through 4 of them? Once you get the technique down, like I said, watch the video by Stitches by Julia, because again, this is not a tutorial exactly. But if you watch the video by Stitches by Julia, you'll see exactly the steps, and she'll explain to you why she does things and all that. And she's probably better at it than me. But here we are. Yeah, it's like heat and bond. Basically, this is heat and bond with felt in the middle. Like if you made a sandwich with heat and bond on both sides on felt. So that's what exactly this is. But this is cheaper than if you try to make your own, actually. Unless you already have the felt, unless you already have the heat and bond. It's actually cheaper to buy this Peltex number 72. Okay, so we have this done. Let me see if any of these need ironing. I don't think this. Oh, this one did need a little ironing. Just don't like the folds. I don't know if it makes any difference in the final product, but I just don't like to see folds on these. Okay, so let's get them nice and straight. Flat. Put it off to the side. Oh, yeah. This I need to fold in half. That's right. Duh, Daisy. Oh, no, I'm using these as the pocket. I forgot. Okay, so yeah. So we're still good. I just want to iron these out. Okay. Whoop, I just threw one of the covers on the floor. That's awesome. Okay. Get the last one. Ugh. This ugly crease. I don't like it. And then these should be just fine. Okay, so these I need to fold in half. These are the pockets. These are the ones that are an inch smaller than the rest of the fabrics. So these, we actually need to fold them in half. Okay, so we're going to fold these in half. And then we're going to iron them in half so that they stay down. Okay, so here we go. There we go. It's nice and flat there. I wonder if I could. I've been wanting to make kind of like an edge on it. I've never done this in my life, so I don't know. I don't know if this is even all the way. I really don't know. But I've been wanting to make this crease a little extra thicker than it has been. Because I used to just fold it in half and that's it. But this time I kind of want to fold it in half and give it this little lip. We'll see how that goes. Okay, the rest of them I'm just going to fold in half. They evolve as they go and then I make them better the next time. But for this time, I'm just going to go with what I know so I don't mess this video up. So the pocket fabric gets folded in half and then ironed down. I'm just using up all my scrap fabric. That's what these books were, basically. This is some like scrap fabric. I only have small pieces of it. I love it. It's super cute, super like shabby chic, but I only have a couple pieces of it. So I'm like, you know what? These would be great for mini journals. Same with this piece right here. Like this was one of the sides of a pillow or something. And I'm like, I need to use these pieces up. I don't know where else I'm going to use them because they're not big enough to make regular journals out of. So I'm like, well, mini journals, that's your answer. Okay. And I thought this would be a lot more work, but like I said, once you get the technique down, you can make a bunch of them at the same time, and they're really not that hard to make. Which, if I say that, then that means a lot. Of course, I've been using my sewing machine for at least 2 years now. Minimum of 2 years. I think it's been 3, but I'm going to say 2. I've been using my sewing machine for 2 years now, and honestly, about a year ago, I wouldn't have done this project. So I feel like my skills are a little bit better. And of course, this is still junk journaling, so it doesn't have to be perfect. That's the great part about it, right? Nobody's going to be wearing this. I'm not saying I'm good at making clothes. I'm not saying my skills are there. But this type of tutorial now doesn't scare me, so that's great. So let's fold this in half and iron. Okay, so now that that's done, we're going over to the next step. So let me turn off my iron. I leave it plugged in, but I just turn it on and off when I need it, because I'm going to need it for a couple steps, but there's other steps in between. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to sew lines down here, so it kind of makes like a little border. So I got my little sewing machine here, so give me 1 second. Let me get that done. And I just want to, I don't know how this one's going to go. Wish me luck with this. I don't know. I really don't know how this is going to go. And I'm just going to use a straight stitch here. Right, no, that's not going to work. Okay. It's 2. Let's see. It's too close to the edge there. And I just made a straight stitch all the way down. Let me make a zigzag this time. I'm going to make it a very wide zigzag. So 1 second, let me get this one done. Now, Julia doesn't include this step at all, but I'm kind of extra, so I like to do it. See, okay, that's not the worst thing. I don't think it's entirely even, but I don't think that's the worst thing I've ever seen. So, okay, there we go. So now let me do the rest of them, and I'm going to do a straight stitch on these. Just regular old straight stitch. I do 2 lines of the straight stitch, so give me 1 second. And I'm sewing along the folded edge. So in case you were wondering, this edge is still open, and I'm sewing over here 1/2 inch seam, and then I'm going to make another line right next to it, basically. Okay, you can't really see it because it is beige thread, but there's 2 lines right there. Gotta do these next 2, and then we're done with this step. And of course, you can use any colored thread. I've just been really lazy to change out my thread. Okay, here's the last one. Okay. So now we got these pockets done. We're done with our sewing machine for now. And now what we get to do is pin them to the inside cover. And I don't know exactly why. Maybe somebody else can tell me why my little pockets here, they kind of get raised up here. I don't know why. Maybe there's something I'm doing in my pinning. If you can tell, this little corner is higher than this one. It just keeps happening to me. Not that I'm like really bothered by it, but I notice it. That this side is always higher. I don't know. Okay. So now we have the inside cover. And we are going to use our little pins to pin the pocket about maybe inch, 1/2 inch, whatever this is, on top of this cover. And I get a little trigger happy with the pins. Julia only used like 2 pins. She must be a professional. I don't know her. But I'm just trying my best here. I am just trying my best. And these are actually, maybe clip the corners to be a triangle. These corners right here. Is that what we're talking about? These corners? Okay, so this is pinned. And I'm actually using, these are actually t-shirt pins. That's all I had. I use these for my lace, to hold my lace together. So we have this right here. Again, Julia only used 2 pins, probably, I don't know why, maybe they get in the way. I think they do kind of get in the way when you sew, but that's okay. Okay, so the next one. Where are you getting the bump? On the left-hand side of my covers, girl. Yeah. I don't know why it does this little, a little bump. Okay, I'll do that. I can try that. So here we have our pocket. just a little bit above the edge. And I don't pin close to the edge because I'm actually going to end up sewing on here. So yeah, I don't do that. On the inside, not the outside. I'm confused. This one right here. Okay. Again, she only used like 2 pins, and I gotta do the most. I don't know. I just didn't feel secure. Okay. So going on to the next one. Again, I don't know why I can't just do one cover. I gotta do like 10 covers, and that's why my videos can't be tutorials sometimes. I can't consider it a tutorial. Okay, so again, the edge that I sewed is up here, and then the edge that is still open is down here. So just so you guys know, that's the case. Still feel like my pinning is not very good. I don't know why. I'm self-conscious about my pinning. Okay. And then in the next step, she actually uses some like fancy clips, which I don't have, so I just use more pins. Okay, so here's that. One more. One more. Just a little bit above there. This piece is a little crooked, so it's okay. It doesn't look straight. That's fine. I actually like that thicker side. It's a lot nicer. We'll see. I'll study it. And we'll see how we do for the next batch of journals. I always change something about the way I make my journals. Okay, so here's this one. And Julia did some like really cute stuff with her journal covers. You can watch her video for that. I make plain journal covers. I don't decorate my journal covers. I just don't. Okay. That's the last one. So now what we're going to do is we are going to pin these right sides together. Kind of in the middle. I need a lot more pins than what I actually have, but that's okay. We're making it work. That's why I went to the store today to buy more pins, and there was no pins at the store I went to. They had everything else but pins. Like, okay. I think basically this is the same technique to make a pillow. I want to say, I haven't looked up any videos on how to make a pillow, but this looks like it could be a pillow. It could possibly be a pillow. Hi, Joyce. Welcome. So again, we're pinning these right sides together. Well, the outside, the inside journal cover to the inside journal cover to the outside journal cover, facing together, with the Peltex facing up. That is your clue. The Peltex is facing up. And I only pinned 3 sides so that I remind myself that I need to sew this one a little bit special. Otherwise, I will freaking forget every single time. I know myself now, so this is what I look out for. This is exactly what I look out for. So now that this one's here, I think I can take this. No, I'm not going to do it. I kind of take them off as I go. That one's actually going to get hit by the needle, but that's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. So here we go. We're all pinned on this one. Let's do the next one. Moving these carefully. Got my inside cover and the pocket. Hobby Lobby has its notions 50% off all this week. Nice. Hi, Adeline. Welcome. And hello, Covert Crafter Christine. Would it help to use glue stick instead of pins? I don't think so. Because I'm gonna sew through it. I don't know, maybe. I'm not an expert. I am not an expert, sorry. I honestly don't know. It's right here. There we go. Okay. I lined it up a little bit too much. A little bit lower because it's not that high up here. Okay, now that's better. So some of the pocket does get actually folded inside and it's not necessary, but this is what Julia said to do, so that's what I'm doing. And again, you guys, I am following a tutorial by Stitches by Julia. I kind of jump around here, so you might want to check out her video. Sew through that, that's fine, I think. Right there. Again, she pins it like in two corners and I overdo it probably. But it's just what I gotta do to make sure I understand what I gotta do. Down here. Okay, and again, I pin all three sides minus this side, minus the bottom part, so that way I can remember that I need to sew from here all the way around to here. So basically from here to here, I need to leave this little gap here so we can gather all the material back the other way. Okay, so here's the next one. And I think I should actually pin these like this. Now that I think about it. Yeah. I really should. Somebody suggested that. I don't know who. And I couldn't on that project, but I can here. So you know what? I'm going to change that. Oh, no. I don't think it'll work here, though. It's kind of weird, these pins. Okay. She uses clips. I don't have clips, so this is what I got to do. Okay, so this is the front side, the right side facing the other right side, facing each other. That's the rules. These are corsage pins, so they won't help me now. I need to go out and buy real pins. We'll see when that happens. I pull them out as I go, so it's okay. No need to be afraid. It's okay. But yeah, this one can't be like that. It's going to get in the sewing machine's way. So right here. Pin. Okay, so one more. That's fine. This one's not fine though. That's good right there. Okay. And the cover. Peltex facing up. Just trying to see if there's a right way or a wrong way to that fabric, but there is not, so that's good. Massage pins out the way. So if this was not fun, trust me, I would not be doing this. But this is actually a lot of fun. But I already told you my skill level is a little bit higher than it would have been, I don't know, about a year ago, I'd say. So about a year ago, I might not have tried this. But it's not like very advanced or anything. I'm not making a wedding dress here. Some mistakes are okay, you know? No, that's not going to work either. I'm going to have to pin it more over here. Okay, that's better. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay. So it is a lot of pinning. Definitely is a lot of pinning, but it is fun still. If I can convince you of that. Just gotta put my pins going this way instead. Okay, that's better. Cause see here, you could see it through the fabric that the sewing machine is gonna hit this T part, and that's not good. That's not what you want. Even though down here, I'm actually going to pull it out before I even sew that part. So it didn't really matter after all, now that I think about it. Again, she uses like 2 pins. I use, I don't know, 20. It's just what I need. It's okay. I got my little training wheels here. I feel better. I feel much better. My little training wheels. Okay. So one more, and then we're off to the next step. Woohoo! Okay, so the next step is we are going to get this on the sewing machine, and we're going to sew exactly from here to here. So all the way around from here to here, and then leave this space out right here. You made ice cream. Hey, girl, that sounds delicious. I'd rather be eating that than this water. But we got to get this water in, man. We got to get this water in. Okay, so let me get you a little bit of a shot of my sewing machine so you can see what I'm doing. And of course, I use my Brother's Project Runway CE1125PRW. It's from Walmart, y'all. It's from Walmart. Okay. So I'm going to start it. I'm going to start sewing down here. No, where am I going to start sewing? Got to leave this bottom open. So where did I start sewing again? Yes, okay, down here. The bottom right-hand corner is where we're going to start sewing. And I'm just using a straight stitch on default settings. I didn't move any of that at all. Just going to go along the Peltex, but not on the Peltex. And as I go along, I'll take pins out. Not on the Peltex, we're going around the Peltex, basically. So we're sewing around the Peltex. Hello, Sandra. How is you, girl? And again, you want to go as close to it, but you don't want to sew on it. Okay. So I'm pulling pins out as I go, just so they don't get stuck as I travel along the sewing machine. Oop, and I forgot to backstitch. Uh-oh. I'm good, Sandra. I was hanging out with my mom today. I made her some cheesecakes. She likes my pumpkin cheesecakes, so She had everything ready for me to make her some. And then over here. And again, as I approach the foot, I do take this out. Oop, why did it get stuck? Did it get stuck on... Where did it get stuck on? I don't know. There's nothing even there for you to get stuck on. Oh, because of this little bump over here. Okay, hang on. Because of my pin, because it's round, the foot doesn't want to feed it through, so I'm just taking it out. It's all good in the neighborhood. So let's continue on where we left off here. And I'm just going to backstitch. You can stop and go. It's totally fine. Stop and continue if you need to. So let's turn it here. We're only going to do a little bit of this. We're gonna leave this nice gap in here. Okay, I think I tried to sew through another pin. Yeah, there's a pin right here. Okay. Maybe that's why she used little pins, less pins, maybe. Again, straight stitch, back stitch a little, has your paper pad 70%. Ooh. Okay, so now I left this nice gap. Probably could be a little bit smaller. Okay. Okay, so let me tell you about the mistakes I've made doing these journals. So I've made the mistake of not getting close enough to the Peltex. So then I just go back in and I kind of just sew in where it's supposed to be. So as you can see, here's the shape that we sewed on. So now the next step here is to take out all the pins. You go in here, feel for the pin, and take it out. Here's this pin. Let me see, where's the other pins over here. Right, here's one. The last one's over here. The head's up here. Okay. Okay. So now here we go. Got this cover here that we just sewed up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down even more. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to cut your stitches. Because I've done that. So yeah, don't do that. You want to cut this down by half at least. So now it's only going to have 1/2 inch border. But not the bottom one. The bottom one we want to leave a little bit. So let's just leave that. Again, you don't want to get close to your stitches because I've done that and I've cut them off basically. So yeah, don't do that. Over here. Perfect. So now we have this here. So now, because this Peltex is really stiff, I can't just pull it out. So what I have to do is I kind of have to squish it down like this. Hi, Llewellyn. I have to squish it down into like a little ball. So basically this kind of loosens up and is not so stiff. So she didn't show this step, but I don't know exactly how she got it out without doing this. You have to make it into a little ball, kind of. I did this with my heat and bond too because it was just really stiff. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to pull it out. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to pull out. Okay, so the pocket is loose, right? The pocket is loose in here. You don't want to pull it out with the pocket on the wrong side. So keep that in mind. You don't want to pull it out with the wrong side. So I pull out one corner, and as I'm pulling that one out, I'm pushing out the other one. So, oh my God, this is the hardest part of the whole project. So this is why I think this is like the same thing as a pillow. Because I think I've seen this technique done on a pillow. Okay, it's getting a little hard, so let me get my little pencil here. I'm trying to pop out this little corner. You can see how I'm trying to pop it out. There we go. That's done. We got one corner down. Just kind of keep fighting it. Trying to get your hand in there. Pulling out the little corners. Where's my pen? Where did that go? Oh, wait. Here we go. My boning knife will be better. There we go. That's a lot better. Push everything out. Okay. Right there. And then, oops, I poked through. Gotta get this corner out. So what I'm doing is I'm actually using this side now, because I don't want to rip that corner. So once it feels like it's kind of out, then I'm gonna, oh, that's what I forgot to do. That's why that itch, I forgot, sorry. Let me tell you what I made a mistake right here, right now. And I noticed this on my last ones, and I forgot to correct it on this one. So, I'm putting it back like it was. What I forgot to do, and I don't want to not do it because it was so frustrating to see how I could have fixed it. What I forgot to do is, let me show you. I even forgot to do it on all of them. Wow, okay. And I refuse to let it go. What I forgot to do is I forgot to clip these edges right here. And when you clip these edges, that little corner is a lot sharper. That's just it. That's what I forgot to do. This little corner needs to be snipped off. This corner too. And it's good that I remembered this because I'm going to do this 3 more times. And it's good that I remembered to cut off those corners. Whew! Okay. Make sure the pocket's on the right side when you pull this out, because I've pulled it out on the wrong side. I'm like, oh, that wasn't supposed to be on that fabric. Okay. Luckily, this project is like very forgiving. And I'm going to turn them inside out, and you'll never be able to tell which ones I redid because it's just pretty good. It's a really easy project. So here I'm just poking it out with my finger. Because now they're, it's already been done, so it's not new to it. There we go. We got a nice sharp corner there now. Woo! Woo! I forgot. Okay. There's that corner. Nice. And then these corners here should come out a little bit better. Yep, there they go. Now I am poking it out with the little, this part now. In the little corners. Whew! And there we go. There we go. We got our cover. And we still got to work on closing this little gap here up. But that is basically it. We need to finish that up. But that is your little journal. And I love the fabrics that I chose. I think that looks so cute. That fabric. So let's do it 3 more times. Let's do that 3 more times now. I'm making sure I don't have pins here where they're going to hit. Okay. So let's sew this again on from here to here, basically. We leave this little gap here in the middle. Okay, so we start on the bottom right-hand corner. I don't like that already. Bottom right-hand corner. And I'm just using a straight stitch here. And straight stitch on the normal settings. And then I'm going to back stitch a little bit. And again, I am not sewing on the Peltex. I am sewing around the Peltex. And you want to be as close to the Peltex as you possibly can, but not sewing on it. That's the trick. See if I can bring this corner up a little bit. I don't know if that'll make a difference. You can tell when you're sewing on the Peltex because you'll hear a big old clunk, 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 clunk. Hi, Karen. Sorry if the camera's moving. I got it too close to my table. Remove my table just a little bit so it doesn't hit it. Okay, so now we have this little spot here, this little opening. She said 4 inches. Is that 4 inches? I don't know. So here we go. Got the cover. Let's take those pins out. All out. Down here, I can still see some, so let's get those out. Okay. Kind of feel for where the top of the pin is, so I don't prick myself. I feel around for this part right here. I'm like, okay, there it is. Okay. So here it is, and now let me cut around it again. We're gonna cut down the bottom just a little bit. Let's see if I can, and you need to cut down those corners too. Don't get too close to the stitching because you will cut your stitching off. I've done it. That's how I know you'll do it. Okay. Guess that was a little bit easier. Okay, so I'm going to cut the corners off here. And I'm going to cut off. I'm going to leave a little bit more than I did around on the bottom one. These corners off. Okay. And now, this corner off here. Now we're going to scrunch this down. Again, because this Peltex is way too stiff to try and bring it out through. Let's see. Ugh. How expensive is Peltex? Peltex, the way that I found it over at Joann's and how I can use my coupon on it, it was not expensive at all. But it was very expensive online. Because on Joann's, it's $10.99 the price per yard. On Amazon, it was $9.99 the price per yard. But at Joann's, I could use a coupon. So then I went to Joann's and I used a coupon, 40% off. I got 2 yards of this stuff for about $9. No, it's like $11. It's 2 of them. I got 2 yards at $10.99 each yard, plus a 40% off coupon. Came out to like 11 and some change. And so that is cheaper to me than buying heat and bond and kind of making it myself with felt. And it was actually even cheaper than buying the felt. The really thick felt was actually the same price as this Peltex. So I was like, what? Like, why? But I don't know. I don't make the rules there, I guess. So now we're popping this out. Yeah, and then there's different weights. This one is called Peltex number 72. And 72F. Oops, I just poked my freaking thing through that. It's okay. We're going to close it up in a minute too. We're going to do more stitching on there. This is Peltex number 72F, which me and my friend kind of discovered that the F means fusible. Because I was using Peltex number 71, and it was just 71, so it was not fusible. This one's Peltex 72. It is fusible. And here it is. Moving on to the next one. Before we move on to the next step. In the next step, we're going to iron on basically the side of the adhesive has not been activated. So what we're going to do is we're going to activate it, iron it on. It's kind of going to like shrink wrap the fabric to the cover. Would you suggest a lighter weight since you have to crunch it up? I wouldn't. I wouldn't, because it just makes a really nice journal cover. Other than that whole having to scrunch it up, it doesn't end up wrinkly on the inside. You know what I mean? Because I iron it. It's not wrinkly. So I would continue using this one. Because it just makes such a nice little cover. Okay, let me make sure that the pins are not going to hit the sewing machine. So, right. I didn't think about this before. That should be okay. I could sew through it. That one's going to be a problem though. All right, I'm not supposed to sew this part. That's how I remind myself, is I don't put pins there, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, that should be fine. That should be fine. Okay, we're all ready to sew. I just kind of feel around here, make sure there's no pin, not the pin heads, anyways. Okay. Joann's has a good sale, so check there. Their threads also on sale. Check there. Ooh, nice. Thank you, Joyce. Okay. So now again, we are going to start from the bottom right-hand corner. We're basically going to sew a big C. And I'm just using a straight stitch on normal default settings. I didn't change anything on it. My tension, if you need to know, is at 3.5. I didn't really change it from my paper, from what I sew paper with, so that's good. And I'm sewing around the Peltex, not through the Peltex. Sewing basically all the way around the Peltex. Except leaving this nice little gap right here in the bottom. And you want to be as close to the Peltex as possible. But if you do kind of go off to the side, you can always go back and sew in closer to it. So it's not anything crazy that you can't fix. Daisy, run the pins parallel to the edge of the fabric. Okay. So here, like I said, we're going to sew a big C. So we're going to leave a nice little opening here. It's good. So let's back stitch it here. Okay. What is keeping the Peltex in place? This is double-sided adhesive. So I adhered it to this fabric here. That is what's keeping it together to the fabric. It's already adhered on. It's double-sided adhesive felt, basically. Double-sided heat activated adhesive felt. That's what it is. So let's get this right here. Or I made the opening a little bit small. Whoops. Okay, so I think that's all the pins. Yeah, that's all the pins. So now let's cut this around. Again, you want to leave about 1/2 inch. Don't get too close to your stitching. And it doesn't matter if it's all jagged, it's going to be on the inside, so that's fine. I try to be a little neat. We're going to cut off the corners again. Don't get close to your stitching. Don't get close to your stitching. And then here I'm going to trim this off to the size of this, basically. So let's just do that. Let's just trim it down. And then also we're going to take off the corners. Okay. And now we are going to scrunch it up. Keep on scrunching. Okay. So now we're going to pull the fabric through. And again, when you pull the fabric through, make sure your pocket's on the right side. Because one time I pulled it out on the wrong side and the pocket was on the outside. It was a mess. Well, it wasn't on the outside. Like, it was the wrong fabric on the cover, basically. And that happens. So let's get this all through here. Just like that. You can use your hand. But then on the corners, you're going to want to use like a pen or something. Right now I'm using the blunt end. I'm not using the sharp end. To kind of pop out these little corners. I have to use my sharp corner with this one, but don't push too hard because you can rip through your stitching very easily. Okay, so let's do this one over here. I'm going to be gentle but firm. Okay, there we go. So here's this one. And then on the next step, like I said, what we're going to do is we're going to actually adhere this down. We're going to glue it's going to glue to itself. It's going to adhere down and it's going to be great. So let's do the next one. We only have one more. 1 hour and 7 minutes. And I'm making 4 junk journal covers. So that's not that bad. Actually, that's not bad at all. Make sure there's no pins around here that are going to get in the way. Just like this right here. Just like this. This one doesn't really need it down there, so that's fine. That's not going to be okay. That one's not going to be okay. Still learning myself, so still make mistakes here. That happens to everybody, right? Okay. That pin's going to get all sorts of in the way. Okay, so again, we're going to sew around the Peltex. Hi, Romaine. So I got my little sewing machine here. Hang on, I need a little chopstick break. Oh my god. Oh my god, yes, best. That's best. Okay. Bottom right hand corner, that's where we're going to start. And again, we're going to sew like a big C, basically. So I'm not starting in the middle of the cover. I'm starting more towards the bottom, I'll say the bottom quarter of the page. And I'm going to sew around the Peltex, not sewing through the Peltex, sewing around the Peltex as close to the edge as you can. Yeah, you can definitely tell the difference when you're sewing through the Peltex than when you're sewing through the fabric. Definitely makes a crunch. Okay, so here we go. Let me get this pin out the way. Just want to make sure I'm not on the wrong edge already. No, I'm not. Okay, good. I get scared sometimes that I like sewed through the wrong side. Which is why, again, I don't put pins on that side that I'm not supposed to sew on. Went a little too far there. Okay, I'm going to put it back in place. Right here, this pin's going to mess up my sewing machine. I can just tell. It's right here. Okay, so now we've come down to the bottom part. And I'm going to leave a nice like 4-inch gap. next stitch, keep it in place. Just checking on my stitching. That's a little far away, but that's okay. It's not too bad. Okay. So this is our last cover here, and then we move on to the next step. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Get this pin in its place. Okay, so we are going to unpin it now. I can tell here that I look for the little T part of the t-shirt pin, so I don't prick myself. Okay, take that out, and then there's one over here with the T part. I think it's right here. If I yell, you know why. Okay, good. Okay, good. So now let's cut around the edge here. Don't get too close to your stitches. Don't do it. I've done it. It's not cute. It's not cute. That might have even been too close to the stitch. Gosh darn it. Okay, that's fine. Just can't push through too much. Just gonna snip the little corners here. Just like if you were making a regular book. Here I'm going to snip this to be the same size. I don't think these scissors are working right. Huh. Okay, snip these corners off too. Okay. Hi, Ray. Welcome. So now we're going to scrunch this up. Scrunch it up as much as you can. Do it in different directions. Do it one way, then I do it another way, then I do it another way, so you can snip creases. And again, don't worry, this whole wrinkly part is not going to show at all in the end result. So don't get scared. It's okay. So again, make sure your pocket's on the right side and not on the wrong side, because that does happen. That totally does happen. Okay, we're getting everything out. We're getting everything out. Okay. Everything's trying to make its way out. I'm just using my hands here. Just my little fingers. To pop these little corners off. That way they won't rip. Okay. Sometimes it's a little hard and you need a help. You need a little pencil help or a little pen help or a little bone folder, boning knife, a boning knife. I can't remember how this is called. Is it bone knife? Boning knife? I guess it's not a bone knife. Boning. Ugh. Pop out this little corner here. Again, I'm just using my finger. Make sure it's all the way popped out. It's supposed to be like almost like a corner, not like a circle. So just, all right, fine. I'll live with that. Okay, so we're all set with this step. Whew, that was a lot of work. Okay. So now we got our junk journals looking like this. They look like little pillows or something. Okay. Bone folder. Thank you, Adeline. Okay, so what we're doing next is I need my sewing machine. Not my sewing machine, my iron. My iron. And again, I just left it plugged in, but I keep like turning it on and off. So it's going to be turned on to the highest setting. You can totally use whatever sewing machine. So whatever iron you want. Doesn't matter. This is not a like fancy craft iron or anything like that. What you want to do is you want to tuck in the journal fabric here from the cover in here. You got to get it all the way in as tight as you possibly can. As tight as you can in here. Then you're going to iron that down. And then basically the adhesive on the Peltex is adhering that. So now it's ironed down. So now it's glued. It's not going to come off. As you can see, it's pretty good in here. could probably iron it a little bit deeper so that it gets the rest of the fabric there because it's a little thick. Okay, so there we go. It's nice and ironed, as you can tell. And now the pocket, I'm going to fold in and iron that. Make sure you get every little bit of fabric that you can. And again, fold it in like this. Might have not left enough fabric here. Ugh. Ugh. Mistakes happen. Okay. We got it closed. And now we're going to iron that so that it stays there when we sew. Okay. And now we are going to iron on the inside of the cover. And you'll see how the fabric kind of like shrink wraps down. It's basically what it does. And it flattens out nice and flat. Let's make sure to activate that heat. There we go. So now it's not, as you can see, it's not wrinkly. We're going to iron out all those wrinkles. Well, I think it shows a little bit more because the fabric is so basically see-through. Okay, so this came out a little bit, so let's fix that. Just fix it, because we gotta get this ironed. Just gonna leave it on here for a minute. Then we're gonna do the next ones. But that, as you can see the difference here, here it's like fluffy and kind of like floating on top of the fabric, and here it's not. There it's part of the fabric. Here it's like floating. It feels puffy. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. As you can see, there's a gap there that we folded everything in. Okay, so here's this one that we're going to do again. Fold in the cover fabric on the inside as much as you can. And then we're going to iron that down, and then the adhesive is going to activate, and it's going to glue this part down. Okay, so now it's activated, it's glued, and now we need to iron this part right here. Let's just leave it on here. Right, Karen, that was, again, the tutorial is by Stitches by Julia, and she had the whole pocket idea and everything. I didn't come up with that at all. I am not that creative. She is. Hey, good for her. So again, we are going to add some heat. We are going to make sure that this fabric is nice and adhered to this Peltex. And there you go. Then after this, we're going to iron the back of it. Flatten out all those wrinkles. And I love this cover fabric. It's so cute. I knew it would be cute. Okay, and now what we can do also, we can do the next step here, which is folding it in half. Oh no, I guess it gets less wrinkly here in the middle when you fold it when it's cold. Isn't that weird? So let me let it cool off then. We do the next one. Again, we're going to put this part in here. Make sure it's nice and close to the edge. And then we're gluing it down, basically. I thought this method would not be very practical for my everyday journals, but because the books are a nice size already and they're so cheap, there's like $1 a book, so it's not even that expensive. But this is a good technique for me to make mini journals where I can't just, go out and buy a small cover, a small book. Not all the time anyways. Who did the original tutorial? I don't understand what you said. The video, the tutorial I went off of is by a YouTuber called Stitches by Julia. Stitches by Julia. And I guess she does like quilting videos, and then she also junk journals, so that's cool. She could be all of your hobbies in one. And I will leave the link in the description box below if you're watching this after I go live, so you can go visit the original video as well. She goes step by step. I just kind of elaborate on some things she didn't mention. And I did a little bit extra, such as adding the little stitch right here. Not that that's like a crazy original idea. But yeah, I did do that. Okay, so there's that nice and folded in. Here is the last one. Yay, the last one. Let's get this all nice and up close here. Get it glued down. Okay. This side right here. It's already tucked in. We're just going to iron it so that crease stays there. Thank you, Patricia, for that. And when I first copied her video, or tried her video, I'm not going to say copy. I always give credit to the original creator. I'm going to never try and say I came up with anything. But when I first tried this, I did a little variation because I didn't have this Peltex number 72. At Walmart, they only had Peltex number 70. So that's the one I got. However, number 72 just skips a step, and it's just so much easier, and I'm kind of glad I got it. Kind of really glad I ended up buying it. Let's flatten out the cover part. And right here, you can kind of see the fabric from the other side, which is kind of a bummer. But when I've done this, if you can see right here, you can see the fabric that's kind of turned over when I turned it inside out. But when you do a regular fabric that's not thin, like this one is basically see-through. That's the problem with this fabric, is that it's basically see-through. If you use a regular fabric that is not see-through, you won't see those parts. So that's not the worst. Oh, I can live with that. Okay. We're all done with the iron for now anyways. We're going to need it again after the next step. So let me put it away, far, far away from myself, so I don't cause any damage. I already burnt myself once today, as you can see right there. Okay. So the next step is we need to sew around the edge. That one's a little hot, so I'm going to go to the next one. So I'm going to sew just all the way around here, all the way. We're not skipping any parts here. And I'm just using, I believe it's a quarter inch seam here. And it is thick fabric, so you want to take your time with this. It's a lot of fabrics here. And now I'm actually sewing on the Peltex itself. So again, I'm using a quarter inch seam allowance. I think that's the right word. It may not be. It might not be the right term. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, here we go. It's okay if it's not perfect. It is a junk journal. Life goes on. And ever since I started making them like this, I can't stop right now. I am so obsessed with sewing my journal covers right now. I was supposed to decorate them, and I was just like, what if I make more? It's just such a fun project. Okay, so there we go. It's nice and sewed all the way around. I'm using beige stitching So you probably can't tell exactly, but I just went all the way around the edge, all the way around. Stitching, not bad. Okay, so let's do the next one. I forgot to backstitch on that one, I think. I need a backstitch. Okay, here we go. Oops, I got stuck on this one. Let's move you along manually. Okay, so here's another one. So an hour and a half so far. We've got two completed two completed junk journal covers. You could stop right here. Well, I mean, you always have to fold them in half. Oh, I didn't iron the back of this. Gosh darn it. Hang on. Why did I not? I don't know. I'm going to let my iron heat up before I do this. I don't know why I didn't do that. Here we go. Got more to do. Got more to worry about here. Make sure the fabric is in. Back stitch. Make sure you back stitch. See, now the fabric's popping out just a little bit. It's just kind of annoying. So I'm trying to make sure it's in. In, get in. Okay. See here, it came kind of popped out again. But we're just going to put it back in. Oops, I hit my head on the camera. Sorry. It's trying to get too close to the action. It's just this one that the corner here didn't go in. Went too far. Oop, I ran out of bobbin. I ran out of bobbin. 1 second. I think I have more bobbin. I might have to make. I don't know. Really? Oh my gosh. I have like the smallest. I have the smallest bit of white thread on this bobbin. Nah, let me just make a new one. This one's gonna run out so fast. Okay, 1 second, you guys. I'm sorry. We were almost done here. But now we gotta do this. So give me 1 second. This is real life, people. This is real life. Okay. Come on. It's the smallest little mess up here, but I can live with that. I'll live. Give you a little discount for this one. And I'm making so many of them because I decided these ones I'm going to make them blank because they're so little. You might just want to write in them. Okay, so let me get my thread on here. Okay. Let me get my machine threaded. This happens. Okay. And I've been so lazy about having about winding up my bobbins. I don't know why. I'm like, oh, I have white bobbins. It doesn't matter. The back of it doesn't matter. Why is it getting stuck? I don't know. Oh, because somehow I put it in the wrong way. I don't even know how it's possible. Okay, sorry about this, you guys. The sheet material. No, this is not actually. I bought this fabric at a thrift shop, but it was fabric. This was not bed sheets. This is the fabric I bought at the thrift shop. It was not bed sheets. This is fabric I bought at Walmart, and this was also fabric that I bought at Walmart. So no. Okay, so let's keep this party going here. Where's it going? I was going over here. Okay, here we go. We're back to the fun. We're back to all the action. Would have been great if I put the little cover on this. Kind of scared me there for a second. Doing all over the place. Okay, so there's this cover. Again, you see how the little pocket lifts up here, not over here? I don't know why. Can't tell you why exactly. It needs to be ironed a little bit more. Okay, so let me get my iron real quick. This one needs to be, I guess I can iron it afterwards. Yeah, let me iron it afterwards. Okay, this is the last one I gotta sew. Yay. Oops. What happened? Too thick of a corner, won't go through. Yeah, it's not moving. It is not moving. There we go. Got it moving. Got it moving. This is really thick fabric here, but we're getting through it. It's not bad for a $130 sewing machine that I can sew through this thick of fabric. I'm pretty impressed. Okay, let me get my iron. Whew. This just looks a little bit wrinkled to me. Still looks wrinkled, so let me try and fix that. Right here, it's wrinkled. Okay. See, my thicker fabric, I couldn't see those wrinkles. The see-through fabric kind of shows everything. That's okay. I think it's lumpy because of the fabric that gets tucked in underneath. Okay. So, let me do this one again too, just because I feel like it. Okay, so the last steps to finishing up these junk journals is going to be, we need to fold them in half, right? So when they're cold is the best time to fold them in half, because then I feel like it wrinkles a lot less on the inside. Fold it. The iron machine, the iron, which are ironing device of choice. There's the inside, and then we still have to sew here. That's the last step. Last step. So let's get this one. This one's cold. Fold it in half. Oops. And I was kind of scoring it before I ironed. I forgot about that. Just my little bone folder here. Just making a nice little crease here. Nice crease on this side. Okay. This one's whatever. I'm just gonna do it. And aren't these the cutest little mini junk journals? I love my fashion, my fabric selection. Honestly, I think that was the cutest choice I could have made. And I didn't know I had that pink poked out. Actually, it was hiding. It was hiding in my actual fabric stash, not my bed sheet stash. Okay, so let's get this over here. Last one. This side too. Okay, and now the absolute last step. Woo! Then we're all done with 4 junk journals. 4 junk journal covers in under an hour, you guys. I mean, honestly, what more do you want from me? I'm just kidding. Okay, so I'm just going to sew down the middle here, and you can kind of tell where the middle is if you just let your sewing machine kind of do the work for you. Don't move it, just let it go straight. Should be the middle. Back stitch. And the way that Julia made her journals, she put grommets here in the middle, so you could just insert your pages under some like elastic binding almost. But I'm actually going to sew my signatures in, and that'll be in the next couple of episodes, where I actually sew my papers in. Again, I'm just going to make these blank. I don't think I'm actually going to decorate these. This will just be blank junk journals. So again, there's the pocket that divides both of these. And I got 2 more to do, and then I am done, and I'm going to go eat some dinner. I'm hungry. Okay, so here we go. Even if it's not in the middle, life goes on, it's fine. Love it with those pockets. Last one. Before I get some chicken dinner. Okay. We're all done, you guys. That is 4 junk journal covers in under 2 hours, you guys. Again, I have gotten the technique kind of down pat, but once you watch Julia's video and you get used to it, you'll see how easy it is actually when you get them all done. So I hope you guys really like this tutorial. Not really a tutorial, more like a craft with me. And I hope you guys get a lot of junk journals. I actually made really little ones. Really, really small size. Definitely about the half size of that. So I made some really small ones. They were a lot of fun to make. And then I also made bigger ones that are about the same size. So now I have, I don't know, like 20 junk journals I could do. It happens to me so fast. Okay, you guys, thank you so much. I hope you join me tomorrow. I'll be here at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I will be here probably, I don't know, either inserting pages in here or making more covers. I don't know. Probably I'll start to insert pages. So I hope you guys have a good day. I hope you guys have a good dinner or whatever. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you so much to Patricia first for your help. Thank you to Celeste. Thank you to River City Creative. Thank you to, who else is here? Cheryl, Karen, to all the cool kids, to Romaine, Adeline, Ray, Cheryl, L.I. Thanks for seeing here. Adeline, I already said Karen, Joyce. Thank you everybody so much for hanging out with me. I will see you guys tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Bye.